Alright, hello people, and in today's video we are gonna have to restore this absolute mess that once was the cardboard grand staircase into a presentable form. So first of all, we will have to take all of those structural elements and kind of put them back together to look decent, and then we're gonna have to patch up the dome, which is gonna take most of our time because well, look at it. Let's go. So, we are done with reconstructing the main structure. Let me just turn all of this on. Come on. Yes. Now we can take a look. It's really empty in here, but we don't need anything more than that. Because the only thing we are gonna shoot here is, the dome collapse, which is hopefully gonna look good. And we just we're gonna move in here, and the shot is gonna be from maybe this perspective, something like that. More like from here, from the side, kind of like this. So, yeah, there may be a secondary shot kind of here, or like this, like the water flowing in here. Like this. So, yeah. Let us continue with the dome. That is gonna be ridiculously difficult. Okay, so the entire framework is now finished, and before I put paper around this, I'm gonna have to test something. I'm gonna, if this works, take this thingy again, and I'm gonna build a structure exactly like this, around here again, take it out, and then use it for testing to know how this is gonna behave with my new idea. So let's do this. So, our test rig, which I just noticed has some weird damage here, is completed. And now we actually have 2 domes, which is really fun. But, yeah, now I have to kind of set this up and test some things. So, let's get into that. Okay, so this is our first test. We have the test dome right here with a phone and a live camera feed going directly to my MacBook, and I can show you where that piece of toilet paper is, which I'm gonna use. I have determined that of the 4 layers of the toilet paper, only one really gets destroyed by water. Like this layer, for instance, this is fairly resistant to tearing. So yeah, and I've taken it apart, and there are 3 layers that don't like to tear, and this one practically completely dissolves instantly. So I've put this on here, and now we're gonna test this. We have a camera running at 120 FPS. That means we are definitely well equipped to test this. Let's go. So you guys are now mounted up here, and I have this thing full of water, which I'm just gonna pour onto the dome right now, and that is basically gonna simulate the flooding slide kind of thing I built for the actual dome collapse, and you're probably gonna be able to see it happening live on here, and I'm of course gonna cut it in as well. So 3, 2, 1, release. Okay, that gives us some interesting information. So going through this, I do believe this is sufficient, with the water pressure of course being a lot larger with the actual slide contraption I built. This should be enough. It tears as soon as the water hits it, and that was really not a lot. And I do believe that this is going to be enough. So yeah, I'm gonna let this dry now, because well, I kind of want to preserve that structure to do some more testing perhaps, and then we will see. But now I'll probably cover the main dome with paper from the outside, except for this kind of section, and yeah, then we're gonna see how this collapse thing goes. Okay, so I have now completely restored the dome to its former condition. Now we just need to cut a hole in the side. Oh, look who it is. Okay, so in this time-lapse you can see me test editing some test footage, so a lot of testing here, and you're basically able to see that toilet paper patch in the dome, but with some lighting adjustments I was able to magically hide that, so this is what this is. Okay, so it is the next day now, and I'm just gonna walk you through all of the modifications I made to this before it is going to be sunk for a second time. Now the first thing we can see here is this structure right here. This is basically just to hold the cables off the chandelier, so if I press on here, this does not collapse. Then we have a few strings connected here so that this is supported and does not collapse, so the maximum would be a collapse up to here, which is totally fine. And I have also modified the slide thingy here. I've blocked it off here so that the water does not hit this part, which is not modified with the toilet paper, and also right here, kind of a guard, so that water that comes down here and splashes over here because of this barrier thing does not fly over here and damage the rest of the dome. And also I have covered it from the top so that it does not spill over here and make it kind of collapse or make this wet so that the strings get loose. So yeah, now what is left is to resink this. Let's go. Okay, so we're back in the sinking chamber with the modified set, and yeah, wish us luck. So we're all set up for run number 2. We've got the hoses set up. We have everything glued down and even weighed down this time so it doesn't float up. So wish us luck. And thus begins the, I am delighted to say, not messy or unsuccessful or anything, but very, very successful second sinking of the cardboard Titanic grand staircase. Now I'm just gonna show you some footage I recorded during that sinking because it wasn't nearly as stressful. I could just walk around, film a kind of behind the scenes point of view like this, or just film interior scenes, kind of like this recording, for instance. This, of course, not gonna be in the main video because, well, look at the railings and all of the walls and stuff. Yeah. So, this was actually really, really well executed on all parts. Even the preparation was spot on, really perfect. Now, the actual dome collapse, though, was really stressful in contrast to the rest, but it went incredibly well. Let me explain. So this is the behind the scenes recording we made of the dome collapse. And here we have the first bucket load in a few seconds. It's kind of obscured by the bucket. But you can see the dome is not damaged and it has ripped a hole in the point where it is supposed to be damaged. Now we just keep going because I see that the dome is not damaged to the extent of being a bad shot yet. So we just keep going with the buckets, and I keep telling him, come on, more, go. We can still get more footage, and we need as much as we can. And I'm kind of leaning on there, and we're just going. The dome is completely done. The slide thingy is falling apart. The set is completely crippled by this point, and yeah. And I don't need to tell you that this was absolutely perfect, because my reaction speaks for itself.
Perfect! Linus, you god!
Linus!
Okay. Let's f***ing go!
Yes! It's perfect!
Finally!
Ah!
Victory! That was perfect! That was the best thing to happen to me in life.
So, as you can tell, this was a huge relief.
Oh my goodness, we just wanted life.
To everybody involved. But now, after all of this positivity, comes one piece of bad news some of you might have actually been dreading. Because I will not show you the footage we got. Not yet. Because, well, I was actually debating doing that, but in the end I decided to stay true to what I have been saying for the past year, which is I'm not gonna release any footage, well, excluding the teaser, before the actual sinking video, because I want all of it to be one big bang smash thing right in the face, and for you to be absolutely blown away by everything, and I don't want to spoil anything at all. So, here you can have a better look at that failed dome collapse to have at least something, but yeah. Let us move to the aftermath. So, what you see before you now are the battered and destroyed remains of the 1:37 scale cardboard Titanic grand staircase sinking set. That is an extraordinarily long name, and this thing had a fairly long story for a sinking set, but yeah. Its journey is now over, at least as one big collective. This will now be scrapped, I will take it apart, and look what I can reuse and what I cannot reuse, and everything I cannot reuse will be scrapped. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this mess of a video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.